Local politicians are weighing in on the $1.9 trillion COVID relief bill and what it means for the Commonwealth. A local vaccination clinic was held today to get vaccines to underserved people. And New York State Governor Andrew Cuomo continues to insist he will not resign.
Live in high definition from your news leader, this is 1024 Action News at 11.
New at 11, some local representatives say if the $1.9 trillion COVID relief legislation becomes law, it would have an impact on people across the Commonwealth. Chelsea Swift joins us in the control room after speaking to officials in the Erie community who may have some differing opinions on the bill. Chelsea?
Hi, Brian. That's right. Some differing opinions on this bill, which includes a $1,400 stimulus check if approved by the House on Tuesday.
The Senate passing President Joe Biden's $1.9 trillion COVID relief bill on Saturday. Representative Ryan Bizzarro is calling the bill a good package for American people.
But $350 billion of that is coming back to state and local government. So that's a significant portion for Pennsylvania. We also know that we're extending unemployment benefits to individuals.
The Senate bill would continue the existing $300 weekly federal boost and pandemic unemployment programs through September 6th. Representative Bizzarro says unemployment has been an issue for constituents throughout the pandemic.
It's been an issue for almost a year now. We recognize that there is an issue here in Pennsylvania. We understand that people still need to get their payments.
However, not everyone agrees with the bill. Jesri Friend with the Manufacturer and Business Association says some members say more government involvement may not be the answer.
They're being sold a bill of goods that says the government is going to solve all our problems when really they just want to get back to work.
Some Republicans criticizing the bill, including State Senator Pat Toomey, stating, let's be honest, this bill has nothing to do with COVID, nothing to do with the economy. It has everything to do with Rahm Emanuel's edict of never let a good crisis go to waste.
Now, this bill does include $20 billion to increase vaccine distribution and $50 billion to COVID testing if approved by the House on Tuesday. Brian?
Thank you, Chelsea. Local organizations are making the COVID-19 vaccine more accessible to people in the community. Julia Hazel reports on a vaccination clinic today that was aimed at helping underserved people.
Allegheny Health Network St. Vincent Hospital has partnered with Booker T. Washington Center to host a vaccination clinic for the community. Carol, a retired school teacher, says that she was anxious about making the decision to get the vaccine, but didn't go in today without some support.
It was kind of hard for me to come to the, make a decision to go ahead and do it.
With support from her brother, she finally decided to get the vaccine.
That's one of the reasons, like I said, I came to the conclusion because me and my brother, first we hesitated. We talked about it for a while, and then I said, well, if my brother does it, I can do it.
People who received their first dose today were pre-scheduled for the clinic.
So community center leaders who actually involved church leaders got people on our schedule here. People that had been maybe hesitant getting the shot, now they're given this opportunity.
Now the idea behind this clinic is to provide over 600 first dose Pfizer vaccines directly to the community, including those in desperate need in the 1A group.
There's such a big gap between who's getting the vaccine and who has not gotten the vaccine. And we know that underrepresented minorities haven't gotten as many vaccines as we want to see.
Carol says getting the vaccine is important for everyone.
We have to think about our family members and, people we come in contact with because we don't know who has the virus.
The next vaccination clinic for people to get their second dose will be 3 weeks from today. Julia Hazel, Jet 24 Action News.
And in Erie County, 56,274 vaccinations have been administered. In Crawford County, the number is 28,062. And in Warren County, 7,984 shots have been given. Across Pennsylvania, over 2.9 million people have now been vaccinated. And look for this logo on our website, YourErie.com, for the latest information on where and how you can sign up for a COVID-19 vaccination. Here's a look at the latest COVID-19 numbers for our region and statewide. The State Department of Health are reporting 19 new cases for Erie County. The total now stands at 17,616. Crawford County reporting 18 new cases. Warren County reports no new cases. However, their total number of cases has been altered to 2,203. Chautauqua County continues to report 7,600 and 63. Ashtabula County reports 4 new cases Sunday. Across Pennsylvania, 1,658 new COVID-19 cases reported, raising the total to over 948,000. The Commonwealth also reporting 32 additional deaths. That total now stands at 24,349. The Erie County Courthouse is set to reopen to the public starting tomorrow. Administration will use CDC social distancing guidelines, and masks will be required inside the courthouse. The decision comes as Erie County health officials see a reduction in COVID-19 cases. The public is still encouraged to utilize electronic services and meet virtually when possible. The Erie County Public Library will also reopen tomorrow. The library has partnered with the Erie County Department of Health to ensure the reopening adheres to all COVID-19 safety guidelines. The library expects to remain open as long as local COVID-19 case numbers remain sustainable. And an update on an Erie surgeon and his fight against the devastating effects of COVID-19. UPMC Hammett surgeon Dr. Carl Sion had a double lung transplant after his lungs were destroyed by COVID-19. On Facebook, his wife Anita is reporting he has pneumonia and it's being treated. She says this happens to about 80% of lung transplant patients, but doctors are not worried. Also on Saturday, Dr. Sion trach masked for 9 hours and 50 minutes. His goal was 8 hours. She says he is standing better, and you can see it's getting easier. And coming up on Jet 24 Action News at 11 o'clock, a local candidate for sheriff and county council member has admitted there were allegations lodged against him. First, here's Craig with a look at the forecast. Hey, Craig.
Temperatures pretty similar to where they were last night.